data to back that up. While Americans can't even get a pared down, moderate social spending bill passed through our corporate Senate, we're now dealing with this ongoing trend of corporate welfare where ordinary American workers pay a much higher percentage of their earnings in federal income taxes, while massive corporations like Amazon pay a far smaller percentage toward federal income taxes. In fact, there's a new report showing you how bad the numbers really are. This is based on data from 2021, last year. And this analysis by the Institute on Taxation and Economic Policy shows that Amazon utilized several perfectly legal mechanisms to avoid paying $5.2 billion, not million, $5.2 billion in federal corporate income taxes in 2021. But hey, don't worry everyone. The federal government through the IRS will make up for that, because if you're selling something on Etsy or if you have like a little side hustle going on, they will come for you. They're making sure that they track every transaction above $600, okay? So don't worry, they're coming after whatever grandma's knitting on Etsy or whatever some young person is selling on that platform, they'll be taxed their fair share. But Amazon, they get to skirt $5.2 billion in taxes. Now, as you noticed, that graphic mentioned that this is perfectly legal, because it is. We do have a system, a robust welfare system in this country. It's just that welfare system only benefits those who are already privileged, major corporations, the very corporations that should be paying their fair share, but they get away with paying nothing. And the person who empowered them further was Donald Trump through his 2017 Trump era tax cuts for the rich. Let me give you more details. This same report done by the Institute on Taxation and Economic Policy estimated that given Amazon's record-breaking $35 billion in US pre-tax income for fiscal year 2021, the company paid an effective federal income tax rate of just 6%, which of course, as you know, is far lower than what the alleged corporate tax rate is of 21%. So when we talk about the corporate tax rate, there's the theoretical corporate tax rate, which in this case would be 21%. Remember, Trump lowered it from 35 to 21%. But he didn't get rid of the corporate tax loopholes, all those deductions that these corporations get to make. And so it's not even 21% that they pay. They pay far lower because they get to take advantage of those corporate tax loopholes. Welfare for the rich. Let me give you more though. If Amazon had paid the 21% corporate tax rate, which I argue is still too low, they'd be on the hook to pay more than $7.3 billion in taxes in 2021, but obviously that didn't happen. Now, over the past 4 years, Amazon reported a total federal tax rate of just 5.1% on over $78 billion of US income. But look, there's good news, okay? I don't wanna be too hard on Amazon, because they do wonderful things with those tax savings. They really do. For instance, they definitely provide the Ziploc baggies necessary for their truck drivers to defecate in as they're doing their deliveries. Maybe some plastic bottles for the warehouse workers to urinate in, because they're not allowed to take any breaks, remember that. And the workers in the warehouse, of course, I mean, very lucrative job. I mean, how much are they making? Well, let's juxtapose here. So while raking in massive profits, handing CEO Andy Jassy a huge compensation package, and doubling its cap on base salaries for corporate employees to $350,000, Amazon is working aggressively to crush a unionization effort by warehouse employees in Bessemer, Alabama. And by the way, in 2021, I'm sure you all know that Jeff Bezos experienced an increase in his wealth to the tune of $1.4 billion. But let's get back to that corporate employee cap. So you know what that means, right? That means that if you're one of the corporate employees at Amazon, the minimum salary you get is $350,000. So they made sure that the corporate side got their pay increase. I mean, they've saved so much in taxes. they've made record profits, especially during the pandemic. But the workers, they make on average $16 an hour, or a whopping $31,000 a year if they're lucky enough to be full-time employees. $31,000 a year. So going back to Bessemer, Alabama, as we know, Amazon did crush those efforts. The unionization effort failed in Bessemer. However, luckily, the workers fought back because there was some illegal union busting taking place. And so they're gonna get a second chance to vote to unionize, which is great news. And the workers are optimistic. We'll see how it all plays out. Of course, we'll fill you all in on this. But I wanna now take you to this video from A More Perfect Union. They spoke to some of these workers, some of the organizers trying to unionize, and here's what they had to say.
The reason why I think it's going to be different this time around is just by the sheer fact that a lot of us are showing that we are committed to forming our union. And a lot of us are showing that regardless of the things that they throw our way, whether it be the turnover rate, or whether it be the mandatory anti-union meetings, or whether it be surveillance, we're gonna stick together.
Last year, a lot of people was uninformed, uneducated. The loss was a blessing because guess what? That made that loss making us motivated to win even more. The employees, a lot of them didn't vote. A lot of them were young people. A lot of young people didn't understand the importance of the union. But after we lost that vote, you know how many people said, I should have voted, that I should have. So it's a lot of mind changing. They went home and talked to their parents, their grandparents.
So I'm excited that they get another chance to do this, and the organizers of this effort remain undeterred. Hopefully it plays out well for them. I hope they do get the representation they need. Because look, this is, I think, the perfect story to show you just how much money a company can make, just how much they can save in these low taxes for the rich and for corporations, and they don't want to share it with the workers, the very people that they have to rely on for the business to run in the first place. So again, really hoping that they're able to accomplish what they're trying to accomplish in Bessemer, Alabama, and we'll update you on the story as we learn more.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.